Welcome back to MHD Live. Now it's a pleasure to welcome Suiki and Robbie Liu to the studio today. I'd like to thank you both very much for joining us here at MHD Live.
Thank you for inviting us.
So you are from MHD in China.
That's
so
right.
It's great that you've travelled all this way. Tell us a little bit about what you've actually been doing here since you've been in the UK.
Well, obviously we came to Salon International, once a year thing, and as a hairdresser, it's and come here for inspiration.
Yes.
Yes. So been busy doing that. Went to various different shows and meeting people that we know or that we didn't know.
Yes.
So it's been great.
Great. Would you be able to translate that for us?
我们这礼拜来英国是带一些灵感，然后回去给学生，让他们了解一下现在英国全世界的发型师他们在做的东西，在做什么东西，这样。
Great, thank you. And can you tell me about the things that you've been doing at Salon International this weekend? Have you found it inspirational?
所以我这礼拜来，因为我在中国上海也是在做教育的，所以我们也是一样来这边找到一些灵感啊。我当然有找到一些灵感，然后希望把这些灵感带回去之后，给到中国的学生呢，有一些不同的启发，这样。
Thank you.
Yeah, Robbie was saying that he's involved with people are involved with education in China, and for the same purpose, come here, see what's going on, get inspired, and hopefully brings some of the new ideas back and spread it into the classrooms and to the students.
Great, thank you. And Suiki, a question for you. MHD has only just launched in Greater China and Singapore. How would you say it's being received out there?
Well, it's great. Obviously, we are still in the process of letting everybody know. So it's been busy running around. It's good. Initially, China. Mainland China was launched at the end of June, and that's a big third best place. We've been doing that, and recently Taiwan, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Macau has launched, and that's a bit easier because that's more of, they are open to Western culture more than versus mainland China, which with its closed door for many years.
Okay, thank you. Would you mind translating?
Okay.
Thank you.
首先，我们很高兴能够拿到在亚洲地区的播放的一个执照，所以其实在中国的 MHD 是6月的时候才开始上市，然后到近期的时候，他有拿到新加坡、台湾各地的一个播放的一个执照。那当然也希望这些东西能够传达到一些不同的讯息，到每一个城市跟每一个国家里边，给他们一些新的一个知识来去学习的。
Thank you. And now a question direct to you, Robbie, if I may. What would you say the key trends are in hair and fashion in China at the present time?
好，其实在中国呢，其实大部分有分成2种不同的喜欢不同的 trend 的人。第一个部分可能喜欢一些比较日式，然后另外一个部分比较喜欢一些欧美的东西。那喜欢日式的人呢，他们可能会比较偏向于烫头发，然后比较一些柔和的一些发型。那喜欢欧美的人，他们就会做一些偏染啊、挑染啊，然后喜欢一些线条比较厚重的一些发型，这样。
And would you mind translating that?
Sure.
Thank you.
So basically, in China, there's two groups. One is lean towards to the Japanese way. The other would be leaning towards the Western Europe, American. In terms of Japanese influence, thing would be softer stuff, dealing with lots of perms, because Asian hair, every Asian pretty much want their hair to look like European hair.
Right.
So therefore they spend a lot of effort on making the wave patterns, you know, that sort of texture, coloring, and all that, versus the European, particularly with the English inspired precision hair cutting. Is more cleaner lines, more shapes and color, highlights, and things in that nature.
Great, thank you. And a question for both of you. I'll start with you. What would you say that education is like for Chinese hairdressers?
You want to go first?
Yeah, okay.所以我觉得教育在中国其实是非常重要的一件事情。其实，在10年之前是没有很多教育的体系在中国有做头发这件事情，然后在近10年有很多的不同的教育的系统，然后开始传授不同的方法，剪头发的方法，不同的理念、不同的概念给到中国。所以这10年在中国做教育，给到很多不同的发型师有一些新的感觉，然后在技术方面，其实因为教育的关系，然后他们也进步非常非常的多。所以我相信，像 MHD 这个系统如果带到中国的话，那他们给到更多可能没有做旅费出差的一些发型师啊，他没办法支付更多的金额的发型师啊，然后他可以利用 MHD 来去看这个视频，那他们可以学习到更多不同的一个理念跟想法。
Right. Well, as we all know, when China had its so-called revolution in 1949, it's basically just closed door. There was no class difference. There's no fashion to speak of. Everybody looked the same. Everybody, you know, in communal productions and farming, what have you. So whatever that was there in the 20s, 30s in Shanghai, which was they called the Paris of the Orient, whatever that was, it's been lost until they opened their revised, you know, we changed the policy in the mid 80s. But even having said that, it didn't really start to excel until the late 1990s, for the last dozen years or so. Then gradually people start going in, like such as people like us, Vidal Sassoon, Tony and Guy, and what have you. So there was more exposure to the technical side of things, and of course you have the suitability and the creativity involved, the design factor and all that. So it's been progress a great deal in the last dozen of years, the last decade or so. But nevertheless, because it's so big, the industry's got over, well, 8 figures. So doesn't matter how you cut it. There are people say there's over 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. But give or take a few, leave it 10 million. Divide by half, you still leave millions.
Yeah,
so it's the biggest hairdressing community in the world, and it's just a vast country, and it got a long ways to go still. Now, I would say in the process, they need to develop their eye,
right,
and and more creativity, you know, how to look for inspiration, things in that nature.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. And how do you think that MHD will change the hairdressing industry in China?
Oh, wow. Yeah. I agree to do this mainly because there's a big need for that.
Right.
As related to the question earlier, I was one of the first so-called pioneer. What you call it? Missionaries, so to speak.
Yes.
That went there to spread the 2 cents that we learned.
Yeah.
Having said that, right, it will change and help a great deal, because you would have, as we have now, over 50 world-class masters teaching you 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You know, and wherever corner, each little remote corner you in, you still have access to it. So it means a lot, and it's very affordable, and it's going to make a major difference.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate the time that you've both taken out, and also for translating everything that's been said for the Chinese viewers. So thank you very much. We hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to be here.
Thank you.